Hey there everyone, this is Cookie King 23 coming at you with yet another Reddit community cast. It's been a few days since I've thrown up a cast, but that has been of course because of MLG Providence this weekend, which is pretty sweet. A lot of awesome games occurred with a lot of awesome players. The tournament actually just ended about 45 minutes ago from the time I started making this video, so if you haven't seen those games, definitely check them out. It was a great weekend with a lot of great play by a lot of good players. So we have a Protoss versus Zerg here on Shattered Temple, with the Zerg spawning in the northern position and the Protoss in the southern position, spawning as red. Got a pylon going down here, probably indicative of a Forge Fast expand. Wouldn't make much sense for him to build more things up here, as well, it's a waste of a pylon. Overlord reveals that they indeed did not spawn close by air positions. This Overlord is going to fly all the way over to the far position where the Protoss player is, but it's going to take him a while to get there. Won't be surprised to see this drone scout going out, and he is indeed going to scout, not to make a hatchery, so he's going to go check that out. He's going to reach that much earlier than the Overlord. This probe, of course, has already been over here. Has it? Actually, it might not have been. No, it has not. My bad. So, this probe's going to check up here for the Zerg base, and we'll find out he's there. This drone finds the probe, sees the forge, knows that a Forge Fast expand is happening. Nothing too much going on. CommandrCool is almost done. Saving up money for that expansion, which is about to go down any second now. There it is. Cannon being warped in. This drone is just kind of chilling. He couldn't go into the main base and see what's up in there. Nothing too exciting to see, but it's better than just sitting around. This probe sees when the expansion went down. And CommandrCool is not deciding to throw down a pylon, to put any cannons back here, or anything tricky of the sort. He's just going to take his probe back home, set him back to mining. This drone does turn around once that cannon finishes, doesn't want to die for no reason. Nexus was just thrown down by our Protoss player. Our Zerg player is taking both geysers right now, pretty early. Perhaps hoping to get metabolic boost extremely fast, or to get to lair tech pretty quick as well. It's the larva. There we go. Got a couple more drones. The expansion's done. The expansion's halfway done for our Protoss player. Now, the wall-off isn't really complete, since we've got this huge area where Lings could still run in. And even right here, Lings would still be able to fit through and run up into the main. So the wall-off isn't quite effective yet. But looks like our Protoss player is going to throw down a couple more buildings to finish up that wall-off. This geyser is no longer mining gas. Deciding to keep these three on the gas, transferring drones to his new expansion, injecting, having a great time with that. And the wall-off is now pretty much complete. Obviously, the Zerg player could take the back route and come this way, but that would be a lot of time he would have to spend picking at these rocks, and then these rocks once he breaks through the first set of rocks. Overlord's gathering out here for a chill Overlord party. This Overlord's flying down here. Gonna check, see what's up. Lings are starting to break the rocks on the gold for a possible third expansion at the gold base, which is interesting. Most players opt to go to knock down these rocks and then drop their expansion up here, but obviously the gold base will get you money quicker, since the gold minerals give you 7 resources per mineral delivery as compared to the blue resources, which give you only 5. However, there are less mineral patches. but it is a very nice boost to have. Stargate coming up for the Protoss player, looking for something sneaky. Throwing in some Void Rays and some Phoenixes, perhaps. Maybe we'll have a good show, and we'll see a fleet beacon thrown down and get some carriers or a mothership. That'd be pretty sweet to see. Motherships always make the game more interesting. They're pretty badass units too, not gonna lie. Overlords are just floating around. This probe has been holding the watchtower for the majority of the game uncontested. Applecore might want to just take a couple units and just take it, just to deny the Protoss player some scouting, but you know, it's whatever, it's his choice. Adding on some more gateways, that first Void Ray is coming out. Roach 1, almost done. Although roaches are very ineffective against Void Rays, seeing as they cannot shoot up, so our Applecore is going to have to devise some way to combat these Void Rays with either Hydras, perhaps Infestors. Warpgate just finished. Seems kind of late for a Warpgate, but I guess for a fast expand, it's a pretty good time. All these Lings are just chilling back here. A couple Lings were sent in to scout, but were killed, and these Lings are choosing to retreat a bit, as it would be very difficult to break through this line. It might even be impossible at this point for this number of only Lings to break through. Got a Phoenix flying around to go meet up with its Void Ray buddy. This base is going down. Our Zerg player has yet to see the air units. No Spore Crawlers are going down. In fact, these Overlords might be going to their certain doom if they get intercepted by this Phoenix and Void Ray. Only a couple Queens. 3 total on the map. So that's never good. Overlord spreading some creep. But Applecore is definitely going to need a couple more Queens, or at least to throw out some Spores. Transfer drones to the high yield expansion. And the Void Rays and Phoenixes have been revealed. Let's see how Applecore responds. Hopefully that response is going to be with more Queens. Or more Void Rays. Might see a Hydraless then. He decides to get all his Queens together. He is going to have a Spire, so he will be able to get Mutalisks or Corruptors possibly. He could opt for Corruptors. He is currently supply blocked though, so he's going to have to get out of that hole first. These Roaches are chilling. They did try to do a counterattack, but weren't very successful. Looks like they took out the cannon. Phoenix kind of floating there with one of the drones. The drone does not die. Lucky drone. He is not doing anything though. Just chilling. Disrupted his mining process. These drones are headed back to the gold base. Phoenix is over here. It's separated from his Phoenix and Void Ray buddy. It looks like they're gonna reunite eventually. This Overlord's gonna die. It's gonna take a little while, but he probably will die. Applecore getting back to injecting his injects. Gotta keep those up. This is their player, so you have enough larvae to spend your money on. Applecore just droning up. Got 6 more drones. Needs to hit that inject. Injects are fun. Might want to start an upgrade. He's got some money, but of course he might want to spend that on units. Might want to get some anti-air units such as Mutalisks. As right now he only has the Queens and the Spore Crawlers, which are obviously mostly just for defense. They don't want to really take the Queens out to make an offensive push. Or the Spores for that matter. Spores won't do much good in that regard. Probe's chilling over here, probably going to build pylons so we can make some gateways and wall this off. Or just throw it on the Nexus, that works too. So our Protoss is taking his 3rd base. Our Zerg player might want to consider breaking down these rocks soon and taking his 4th base back here. Just food for thought. He might want to do that somewhat soon. He's doing very well on the creep spread. Lots of creep tumors. Creeps creeping across halfway through the map. getting Overlord speed. Perhaps we're gonna see Overlord speed is just it's a good upgrade to get generally. It'll allow your Overlords to run to safety faster from these Phoenix. It might not save them, but it will make it harder for the opponent to hunt them down, and you can get your Overlords to safety quicker. An Observer is gonna fly through the base, hang out middle of the Zerg base. Probably might be there all game if undetected, which is quite possible. Lings breaking down the rocks. Roaches are going to help them with their ranged attack. Overlords. Looks like Applecore is just sending an Overlord to each base so that he knows when the Protoss decides to expand. He's gonna run into a surprise when he comes here and sees this base already fully up and operational. Fully up in operation for the most part. He hasn't taken the gases yet, but it does have mineral saturation. Some Mutalisks are out, flying around this side of the map. Overlord gets destroyed. There's quite a few cannons here. Quite a few cannons that will prevent these Mutalisks from doing the amount of damage that Applecore would probably like. 13 drones in production for Applecore. The Harvester count is currently 60 to 59, which will be, yep, what's all this? 13 drones come in 73. There's quite a few drones. We're losing a couple of Overlords due to Phoenix, and probably just that one he's sacrificing in the base. So he's getting 6 more Overlords to get him out of the supply block zone. Got quite a Protoss death ball coming in. All the ground units are 1-1. The flying units do not have any upgrades, but they're still good. Mutalisks looking to come into the main of CommandrCool for some sort of an attack. They're coming in, gonna go straight for the cannons, taking out a couple cannons, hitting some probes with those bouncing attacks. Nice. It's always fun to have Celestial. Taking out a very large number of probes. Now these Phoenixes are going to be able to easily kite these Mutalisks but the Mutalisks, there's quite a few Mutalisks. It looks like he's just going to be able to wipe out these Phoenix. I don't know why the Colossus is here. It's kind of a waste. I think Applecore is going to be able to easily snipe that Colossus, unless, of course, these Phoenix are more than enough for the Mutas, and it looks like the Mutas are simply going to retreat. Not too much damage done. They got quite a few probe kills. Nine workers killed, about probably less than that. About at least one of those was a scouting probe, and it was the Faithful Zelnaga probe that was killed earlier in the game. But they got these Colossus. We got quite a Protoss death ball going on. The heavy amount of air units, lots of zealots, lots of stalkers, lots of very high energy sentries. Most all of them around 200, at least over 150. This Observer still just chilling up here in the Zerg base. Getting +1 flyer attack. The Ultralisk Cavern is being created. Lots of Zerg units flowing through, and it looks like the Protoss guy might be wanting to attack. Now these Mutas up here. Oh, and he decides to retreat, in fact. The map is very divided, with the Protoss having the lower right-hand corner of the map and the Zerg being everywhere else. There are still 2 bases the Zerg could probably take with relative safeness, but he has decided not to do so yet. Our Protoss does have a higher supply than the Zerg player, but the Zerg player does, or did, a couple seconds ago, have a 5,000 mineral bank up. However, he's now making 66 lings, which used quite a bit of that bank. Mutalisks flying. +2 ground attack just finished, so these Zerglings are much better. You'd probably want to get Adrenal Glands. Adrenal Glands make these Zerglings so much better as well. Getting Pathogen Glands for his Infestors. Roaches and Lings and Mutas just kind of chilling. There's Queen out in the middle. Lots of Lings. That is a lot of Lings, which is questionable choice with all these Colossus on the field. There are 4 Colossi. Lings are very good against Stalkers, as Stalkers can attack. Oh, and it looks like our Zerg player is deciding to attack here. All these Lings getting surrounded, killing quite a few Stalkers. Infestors getting a couple good fungals off, but dying pretty fast. Mutas are not doing too much. Took out a couple of Phoenix, but that's about it. And Zerg is forced to retreat, unfortunately, with the Protoss Death Ball following. 8 Ultralisks are being born. They will be spawning in a few seconds. However, the Protoss Death Ball will already be at the front door of Applecore. That rhymed. Front door of Applecore. Ultralisk coming out. Looks like he's going to attack. He's going to retreat. Where are all those Ultras? I'm not sure where they all went. Did they die? There's no way they died already. Did he get them in Storm somewhere? I'm not sure. 7. Oh, they just simply hadn't been created yet. It was just that one. That one straggler who came out before all the rest. The Ultras are going to try. They're going to do their best. However, unfortunately, their best was not enough against this huge, massive unit. Lots of Colossi. Still 3 Colossi left over. A Void Ray, which Ultras are not good against. Archons are a pretty good unit. Tons of Stalkers. And the DPS for Applecore is simply too high. 27, or excuse me, the DPS CommandrCool is too high. 27 Overlords were made, and it looks like most all of them went straight to their death, with their rally point being right on top of the Protoss. I mean, look at all those free Overlord kills. It was rather unfortunate for Zerg players who needed that supply, and they dumped quite a bit of resources into those Overlords to have them just die right away. Not much going on at the home of a Protoss player. Just some mining. And it looks like this game is going to go in favor of CommandrCool, with CommandrCool taking a over 100 supply lead. It's looking pretty grim for Applecore. He does have these 2 bases over here, however, making a couple units, making some Overlords. Hopefully they're not going to go to their deaths this time. Trying to rebuild, but I don't see Applecore being able to come back. CommandrCool has 4 times the supply of Applecore, and at this point in the game, there's just nothing he's going to be able to do. And there's the good game. Look at that creep spread. Creep was all the way up to the Protoss base, although he hardly utilized it the entire game. Didn't really attack our Protoss player at all. I hope you guys enjoyed that cast. My name was Cookie King. I'm not sure if I said that at the beginning, but that's what it is. You're at my YouTube channel most likely watching this, so you probably already know that. But just to let you know, if you would like to have me cast a game of you playing, I'd be happy to do so. I've started doing casts recently, and I really enjoy it. I do my best to get to all the replays that people send me. However, recently I've been very busy with real life, and obviously MLG was this weekend, so I spent quite a bit of my free time watching that. So I apologize for not getting to everyone's casts, but I'm going through them as quickly as I can. If you sent me an email, I promise I will get to you eventually. You will not be overlooked. So that's about it. Check out, you're obviously watching at least a video on my channel. Check out all the other videos for me. Give me any feedback that you have about the games that I've casted. If you have anything to say, anything positive or negative about my casting, I'd be glad to hear it. Either leave a comment in the comment section or email me at cookiekingsc@gmail.com. You can also send any replays you'd like to have me cast to that location. So, hope you guys have a good day, and keep watching my videos and subscribe, and have a great time.